Another day, another chance, another way, another dance. Today I'll be discussing to you all about something been that I've been holding dearly to my heart. Today I'll pretty much be going over dissecting some of the things that we've been going over. So so for the past few days we've been going over like the blog setups and so on and so forth. Uh, Today we'll be pretty much discussing the middleware responsible the for the for the blogs. So yeah, that's what we'll be discussing. So without further ado, I'll be starting. But before I start, I will introduce to you my navigator. His name's Savas. It's gonna be my navigator. So yeah, otherwise before I start, I just wanna you know run ChatGPT for comments, for my code. So yeah, that's what I'm pretty much doing. Yeah, that's what I'm doing at the end of the day. So yeah, so let's get the show started, man. Okay, so right, let's start this. So chapter 8, Introduction to Express Middleware. Right, middleware are functions that express executes in the middle of the incoming request, which then produces an output which could either be the final output or be used by the next middleware. We can have more than one middleware and they'll execute in the order they're declared. In the process, middlewares might make changes to the request and response objects. We've actually been using middlewares in index.js when we have app.use. We are in fact applying middleware to Express. We have, for example, declared the following middlewares app.use, express.static public, express.json, app.use, express.url encoded, app.use, file upload. So these are pretty much your middleware that's used. A use function registers a middleware the Express app. So when a function makes a request to a page, for example, Express will execute all the use statements sequentially before handling the request. With app.use file upload, the app file upload middleware modifies the request object and adds the requested file's property to it. Without the file upload middleware, uploading a file and retrieving it would be much more difficult. Custom middleware. You can even create your own custom middleware. For example, in index.js, add the following code to create a custom middleware. So custom middleware. So as you can see, we got our parameters. The const log custom middleware called next, and then app.use custom middleware. So each time you refresh your app, the message custom middleware was called will be logged in the console. So every time you tap the wheel I'll show you the wheel now. Every time you press this wheel, that that message string would pretty much be displayed on your terminal. So registering validation middleware. A good use case of using a middleware is informed validation, where we check validity of form field values filled not blank etc or other form validation. Our app currently crashes if we submit an empty new post form with an error type error cannot read property image of null because the image property cannot be null. With validation middleware, Express checks to see if data field in the fields is valid before sending the request to the server. Create the validation middleware with the below code. As you can see, we've got the variable validate middleware. Then we got the parameters for it. Then we got an if statement. If request that files strict equal operator null or request that body.title strict equal operator null. Then what that's gonna do is it's gonna return a redirect URL path which is posts new. So that's pretty much what's gonna happen. So yeah, that's what's gonna happen. So as you can see here, we got our path variables, right? So mongoose, blog post, body parsers, so on and so forth. Then we got our app set, app use. Then we got our responses, our set response. Which pretty much, what that does is it pretty much sets everything in motion regards like our, our embedded JavaScript engine. To make sure that the functionality that we have in our JavaScript or embedded JavaScript gets executed the way that it needs to get executed. Right? I'm gonna quickly unshare, then I'll reshare just now. Sorry about that, but the inconvenience. Yeah, I accidentally went into peer two. Sorry about that. Sorry. Right, so you got that. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're dealing with. Yeah, and then you're gonna have our server, then our variable for our port, which is 4,000. Our session middleware. Oh, middleware. Our global that logged in equals null. App.use file upload. App.listen port content log, and then you got our responses as well. You know, so that's pretty much what happens. So that's what we have. Right, so we gotta import required modules, EJS as the view engine, serve static files from the public folder, after the use express static public, body parser middleware for processing form data, variable body parser, equals require a response, our responses, our custom middleware. So this is our middleware uh, with the variable and parameters and custom log custom middleware, called Then a custom middleware for all routes. After you use custom middleware, then you got uh, middleware to validate form data before storing a post. Variable validate middleware parameters. Then you got check if required fields are missing. Then you got an if statement if request that files equal strict equal operator null or request that body that title strict equal operator null. Then you're gonna return res that redirect posts new redirect back to form a valid of invalid. So that's pretty much what we have here. Then apply validation middleware only to post store route. So it's gonna apply validation middleware to our post store route. It's gonna import Mongoose and blog post modules, connect to Mongo database, enable file uploads, starts the server, and then you got a get response for our home page, about page sample post page, and so on and so forth. And then you got our error logins for our images. So that's pretty much what we have. That's pretty much what we're dealing with here. So yeah, without further ado, let's get to the part that we need to get to. That's the front end. So unshare. So I'll quickly unshare, then I'll reshare once I get to the part that I need to get to. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see here, my debugger, it's pretty much tracking all of that. So my size 200, 304, so on and so forth. Then got a title, my request, my confirmed bookings, right? So I'll do my confirmed bookings, blog posts, and then choose file, end of the day. Yeah. So yeah. So as you can see here, custom middleware recall. Now let me refresh this page now. So as you can see, it says custom middleware called. So if you can remember the console.log, right? That was pretty much added here, like custom middleware example. This one. Every time we refresh our page, that's what's gonna get read out. You know, variable custom middleware parameters, custom middleware recall. So it pass control to the next middleware route handler. So that's pretty much what happens here. So yeah, so that's what we're dealing with. So yeah, so chapter 8, was pretty much going over like the middleware that we have. The middleware for all routes, custom middleware to validate form data before storing a post, check required fields are missing, post news, so on and so forth. So every time you try to create a new post, you got a validation field, right? You got a middleware to validate the form before storing the post. Then you got a middleware that's gonna apply the validation, and then yeah, it's pretty much what we're dealing with here. Yeah. So chapter 8 was just the middleware that we just went over. So custom middleware example, body parts middleware for processing form data. So yeah, that's pretty much what we need to go over. Anything on your side?
Nothing else from my side.
Oh, well, no problem.
Thank you.
No problem. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you very, uh, thank you very much